Harlington Castle now provided charming and spacious rooms furnished with antiques, tapestries, and carpets, but still incorporating every modern convenience. Such accommodation, they decided, required food of a comparative quality, and they determined to offer the same quality in the banquet room as they did in the castle dining room. So the chicken and the beef had to go, in their more primitive forms anyway. I had been called upon to review the menu and strike the right compromise between tasty, sophisticated food and medieval dishes. I had had the same kind of commission at other castles and stately homes. It was an enjoyable way of spending a few days in an unusual environment while being paid for it at the same time. I had arrived here at the castle in the late afternoon, and after dinner I had been invited to watch the jousting tournament. It was an exciting spectacle. The brilliant-colored flags were now being stirred by some internal mechanism, and fluttered bravely as if in a stiff breeze. The magnificent horses snorted and stamped, shaking their gaily decorated manes with pride. The crowd was thoroughly into the whole thing, shouting and yelling, on their feet as the knights closed in, lances levelled, the horses' hooves thundering and kicking up clods of earth. The lance of the Black Knight, he was the combatant receiving all of the boos, missed the helmet of Sir Harry Montmarchant by inches as the two roared by each other. Sir Harry's lance hit a glancing blow on the side of his opponent's breast armor, and the crowd bellowed approval. The perfectly trained mounts skidded to a standstill, haunches down, hooves churning deep furrows. Must be a lot of work for gardeners here, I thought. They turned and stood for a moment, puffing clouds of steam. How did they do that, I wonder? Sir Harry flipped up his visor and looked around for support. It was unnecessary. The crowd was with him 100%. The Black Knight jabbed his lance into the air furiously, and the crowd jeered. I presumed that was the medieval equivalent of the digital gesture of derision, deplorably popular in modern sport. The trumpets chopped the air, clean, sweet sounds calming the crowd's frenzy and alerting the jousting knights into readiness. The horses, superb actors and beautifully rehearsed, pawed the ground, dipped their plumed manes as if eager to engage the enemy, then stood motionless, waiting for the signal. It was only seconds, but it apparently seemed like minutes to the hushed crowd. Just as impatience was about to set in, the trumpets blared, and amid a roar from the assembly, the two riders rocketed their steeds into action. Again the metallic figures raced at each other, and this time both scored hits. Sir Harry half fell from his saddle. The crowd oohed loudly until he regained his position with a lithe swing. Twice more the spectacle was repeated, until with a shivering crash Sir Harry hit the Black Knight full on the chest armor and knocked him off his steed. It trotted away, and the Black Knight climbed unsteadily to his feet. Cheers of approval went up as the valiant Sir Harry, no man to take advantage of an unhorsed opponent, slid from his saddle and approached the Black Knight, drawing his long broadsword. The Black Knight looked as if he had recovered now. He drew his own weapon, and the two huge swords clashed, with a noise that was amplified electronically amid a shower of glittering sparks, probably generated chemically. Sir Harry Montmarchant took a mighty swing, but his opponent ducked and moved, looking for an opportunity. He feinted from the right, then swung backhanded, and a groan of agony came from Sir Harry, cleverly orchestrated by the loudspeakers. He recovered quickly, though, and fought on bravely. The end came when the Black Knight started a side blow which he switched to an overhead slash. It bounced off Sir Harry's big shoulder guard, whereupon the black-clad villain treacherously pulled a hidden dagger from his belt and attempted to plunge it into Sir Harry's midriff. This was a move highly unpopular with the partisan crowd, but their fears were unfounded. Sir Harry clamped a hand firmly on the hand holding the blade, pushed the other back, then aimed a prodigious swing of his broadsword at the other's neck. The clash of metal on metal rang throughout the arena. The Black Knight was rooted to the spot, and Sir Harry's blow was powerful and unerring. A crunching, skin-tingling sound could be heard, and the shouts from the crowd faded almost as instantly as the glittering blade severed the neck of the helmet completely. Moans of horror trickled into the air, and hundreds of eyes watched in helpless fascination. The helmet bounced on the grass and rolled away, leaving a trail of blood behind it. It finally came to rest upside down, exposing a grisly,